Ooh. Oh, that was fun. Even though it was a short strike, it still means something. It means that they are, hey, still looking for these swim baits. I'm using a 3.75 inch Gambler swim bait. I don't think that you can go wrong with your bass fishing down here in Central Florida with a swim bait. It's got a paddle tail on it. And really, whatever your favorite, you know, color or flavor is, more natural, colors really do well. The green pumpkin, the bluegill fires, things that have copper or gold flake or blue flake or red flake, they always do really well down here. And just find your favorite rig with a 3 to 4 inch paddle tail down here, and even bigger, and you're going to do okay here in Florida. It has been the approach that I've really shifted over to pretty aggressively the past number of weeks, and it could be just what I'm, beginning to understand in the transitional seasons here with the bass in Florida. This will be my third winter here, and they're a lot different than Cincinnati bass, that's for sure. Big bass, little bass, enough bass to get you up on the, get your limit. Swim baits can take care of that for you. I will definitely, and you've probably heard me say this before, I forewarned you, if you are going to be coming down here and fishing Florida waters and you are going to be in this thick vegetation, that's where you're going to want to be. You got to be armed for it. You certainly want to have that flipping and pitching stick, that big old heavy cannon, man. You want to be ready with that one. And I use a Mod Fast Action with a heavy power. And this is a 1230 pound line weight on it. So it varies very well, and sensitive enough to really recognize, wow, isn't that amazing how that can turn into that mess. Sensitive enough to recognize the lure, even a soft plastic lure like this one right here is not operating. That'll be a miracle for that. It's not a knot. It is a knot. It is a knot, but we're okay with that one. We're okay. This is a braid. I'm not worried about that. If this was a fluorocarbon or a monofilament, I'd be kind of worried. And at this point, we're just going to keep firing away. So this past, there we go, something jumped up for it. This past weekend here, yesterday, I just went down to Lake Toho for the first time here in Florida. It's just a legendary lake. And really just went at it like I was actually in a tournament. There is going to be the season opener for the 2026 Bassmasters Kayak Tournament Series. Is going to be in the Kissimmee Chain of Lakes. Lake Toho is part of the Kissimmee chain. And so went down there, did a little spying around, you might say, and was very, very happy with the results of what I found. But what I found was that the Kissimmee chain of lakes is just pilfered. It's filled with fish. Come here, come here. Come here, come here. You got me. Wow. You dog, you. These fish are smart. You see how I had to crank up on that thing. Even the small ones, man, they'll get up around these lily pads and around all of the structure that's been, pushed into these shallow areas by hurricanes and such. They get up around, they know. Wrap up around that cypress tree stump. Oh my God. So you really want to have that power to get the head turned and get them coming your way. But boy, they're firing up on this thing, aren't they? That's all I was doing at Toho yesterday. It was just simply rolling swim baits through there, just having fun. This is a technique I really enjoy doing. It keeps me occupied. Keeps me feeling like I'm moving forward. And I can get tremendous length out of a cast and be able to cover great real estate. Boy, they are firing up on this thing. And be able to cover all of this real estate with just one cast. And so on a kayak where you can come through here just really stealth-like and quiet. If it wasn't for me yapping, this would be just amazing. And so it's an easy place to get into it. It's an easy technique, and along with the kayak, to be able to get into just this good synergy, good peaceful place. And while you're casting, you can be praying. Every cast is a prayer, and every time you catch something, you have a little ceremony. That's always worked for me. It's one of the ways that you can keep yourself in a good rhythm. And that's what you need to be doing if you're out here, especially in a tournament situation. And so the last couple of days, I just wanted to approach it as if I was actually in a tournament, which means getting up early in the morning, getting there, getting everything ready, getting out on the water. Getting out on the water and getting yourself set up, getting on your plan A target area. What to do if plan A doesn't work out, and going through the sort of the movement. But as a general rule of thumb, you don't want to leave fish to go find fish. So if plan A is working out for you, then you just hammer plan A out and you just keep at it. And that's what was happening for us yesterday at Toho. Boy, it did not disappoint us at all. I had a plan A and I stuck to it, and we got them. That's all I needed to do, so that was really good. Hope everybody's doing good today, man. Thank you for joining up, guys. I can't see nothing on the screen, so I apologize if you have any direct messages or private messages or anything like that, or questions or anything like that, send me a direct. That would be awesome. do guided trips down here, so keep that in mind. If you get a little bored or a little cold, or you're looking forward to catching some of these early spawning bass, we can set up some really nice little inexpensive packages for you. Meet you anywhere you want to go, basically in Central Florida. But we got some locations. I would definitely take you down to Toho if you would like to do that one. Incredible. We would be on these inflatable iTrek 11 kayaks, which are extremely stable and a lot of fun, lightweight. They're like a stand-up paddle board. Because the Florida sunshine needs you. But if you're interested in anything like that, just feel free to send me a direct message. We will tailor one. I don't have any particular, prices set, because everybody, it seems like, is just extremely different in what they want. And we'll talk about the prices and what can be offered. And that's when we can dial in something for you. That can be bass, that can be red fish, it can be speckled trout, it can be flounder, it can be tarpon, it can be more bass and more bass. A lot of amazing places to go bass fishing down here. Oh my gosh, and really easy. I mean, theoretically, you can knock 2 or 3 of them out in a day. Just staying in the downtown Orlando area, we have the Fab 5 lakes, which are 5 downtown Orlando area lakes that you can fish in, that the Florida Wildlife, the FWC, Florida Wildlife Commission, nurtures as trophy lakes, meaning they put 5-pound and plus bass in there, and they feed them on a regular basis. So these bass are fed, and it's a catch and release lake. So the Fab 5 right there in Orlando, that can be done. If you're a jet setter, you can fly right into the Orlando Executive Airport, and I could pick you up, and within 15 minutes you're in one of the Fab 5 lakes right there at Lake Underhill. But if you want to get a little bit more adventurous and spend a beautiful day doing it, and heading down into one of the most legendary lakes ever known to bass fishing, that's Lake Toho. We can spend the day doing that. Plenty to eat on the way down there and get. And then a number of places throughout Lake Toho that we can dump kayaks in. But you really do not have to go far in a lake like that. In fact, you want to fish them very slow and methodically. You want to bring the fish to you. You don't want to go to the fish. Those fish are everywhere in that lake. So it's just a matter of delivering what they need, taking your time and doing that. They certainly love their shade down here. They love their lily pads and their vegetation, burying down in that hydrilla, down into the deep bowls of the grass. And sometimes all it takes is just a shot across the bow of one of these swim baits to those fish as they are, laying down in one of these bowls, in which they're basically the predator bowls, basically. These fish are laying down in there, and they're hiding themselves to escape death. And then they're also ambush predators, and this is where they'd come up. So it's just a matter of getting those cast out. I love covering the real estate, getting nice long cast out, and just rolling it right over the top of one of those predator fish hanging out in the bowl of some grass. Pretty similar technique that I would be using and setup that I'd be using to fish out on the inshore for red, speckled trouts, such like that. I sometimes wouldn't even have to change the swim bait. It's beautiful. Again, this FP885 flipping and pitching stick, my favorite thing ever on the planet when it comes to fishing rods. And you can see it's not a workout. I'm tossing a relatively light 3.75 inch soft plastic with a 1/8 ounce underbelly weighted hook. It's got a spring on it, so it's about a 1/4 ounce altogether. Bam. And that's, it's 50 yards. That's all I need right now. And then I just slowly, like drinking a malt, kick back. Not sponsored by Folgers, but I probably should be. So this is one technique that you certainly want to use, guys, when you come down here to Florida. Make sure that you're loaded up on some swim baits. They can be golden shiners, they can be black and blues, they can be green pumpkins, they can be watermelon flakes, whatever. They can be your natural shads, whatever color you really have confidence in. I have confidence that you're going to get bit down here with your swim bait. So you just want to be armed up in this situation right here. You want to make sure that your rod is capable of really getting the heads turned and getting these big trophy fish. Is how you're going to horse these big trophy fish out of the water into your history book. And you're coming down here to catch personal best bass, so you definitely got to be armed for bear when you do that. I got a 15-pound braid. It's a moss green color. Got it tied straight to this lure. They're not braid shy down here. See, if you're dealing in this thick vegetation, you can tie a leader on if you want, but you don't need to. I don't think I'm missing any more strikes at my lure because I don't have a leader on it. Now, if I was going to go with a leader and needed something clear to pacify me, I'd go with at least a 30-pound mono. Lake Tahoe just absolutely was a dream come true yesterday. It was everything I ever could have hoped for in a lake. I'll have some video put up about that. Pretty simple fishing, basically what I'm doing now, just using my favorite swim baits and just getting them casted out over all these lily pads and around the grass and all that thick vegetation, and doing nothing more than just simply drinking the malt. This type of technique certainly in Florida could call for a particular rod that you would use in a saltwater situation, like an inshore rod. 7'4", heavy, even bigger, mod fast tip. So I'm just banging the banks. That's all I'm doing. I'm taking this swim bait, which has a paddle tail on it. I prefer a paddle tail. And I'm just running it. And the reason I like the 1/8 ounce Gamakatsu underbelly weighted hook is that it's light enough to just keep it upright, but not heavy enough to pull it down in the water. So I don't have to work as hard to keep it where I want to, and that's right underneath the water line. So that there we go. Oh, you dog, you. Yes. D. Oh my God. So by creating a wake with that tail and a beautiful situation like we are in right now, look at that, they are just coming up after it, folks. This is so amazing. Again, I'm using giving credit where credit's due, 3.75 inch golden shiner. And so I'm just running it right up underneath the water level, and it's creating a wake. Making sure that you keep it clean. It's creating a wake, much like a top water would, but not a big plopping, nasty, gnarly sound. It's just right up underneath the water column, and you can see the wake of these predator fish coming up and going after it. It's fun, but boy, they seem to certainly really fire up on this right now. So during this situation, early morning, calm water, before the winds really start coming in here and pounding the water surface, this is a great technique to use. And I'll attach more of a detailed part of the video. Put a little short together. That'll show you what I got rigged up. It's probably the best thing to do, so that you guys can watch it just thousands of times, over and over and over and over. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. It's been a great weekend. We're so blessed here, and I'm thinking about you guys that are in that water, or that cold temperature. I was there for 60 years. I appreciate it. And I think about you, but I couldn't do it anymore. And so I decided to just go fishing. I can't do it anymore. I need to go fishing and figure something out. There we go. Oh man, you can't go in there, get me up in it. I don't want to call that. You dogs, you. So okay, they're up in there. They're up in there. They're up in this shallow. We all good? Everybody's good? Gotcha. These little dogs, boy, they're playing me. They are playing me. They are playing me. Let's go in here a little deeper, shall we? So I hope everybody's doing great today, man. I'm gonna just hang out here until my battery burns out. How's that? So we'll go until the battery goes with the live today. I don't think I have much more left, but we'll see what we can do. We did really well this morning. Caught some nice bass. Caught the limit real quick. It's not that we needed the limit, not that we're in a tournament or anything, but it's always nice if you're practicing your sport and things work out like you would want them to in a tournament situation. And they certainly did yesterday at Toho. I couldn't have complained at all. I achieved my limit within a couple hours, and then it was just party time at that point, there, aren't you? Gosh, boy, they are biting hard, guys. Boy, this thing chased it right up to the side of the kayak right there. And they'll do that. Bass love to pin, these bait fish up against something. So, you think, wow, that guy, just chased it all the way to the side of the boat. Well, he didn't necessarily know that was a boat. He just knew that was a structure that he could pin that small bait fish to. Well, I'll tell you what, that was another one. Now, this is kind of fun. It's fun when you get these bites like this, but I have a feeling many of these are just smaller, short-striking males that are, they need food, man. They need food. This is part of the game. This is part of the survival. They have to get there before somebody else does. It's not like you can chill out and order this stuff online. Bass don't have Uber Eats. They don't have the ability. Hey, you guys hungry for something? I know there's an angler out there. We can probably call him up and have him deliver some red worms. That ain't happening. So they have to eat it when they can eat it. And that means get it when they can get it. So it's big time competition here. It's been a pretty good, productive morning. We got a bowfin earlier this morning. Pretty good sized bowfin too. Boy, they can fight. You definitely want to tire them out, you might say. Where we at? Up. This is one of those things, you're messing with braid, you're messing with, some time. So it's usually best if you get a hang up like that, just go to it and straighten it out before trying to, mess around with the lure much. That braid up in a knot, tied up around one of those micro guides, you're going to be there for 15 minutes, 10 minutes of your tournament time. Pretty precious time, and it's, if you're going to be spending time, you want to do that eating, or calling some people, or making sure that your pictures and everything's all good. So if you're going to be spending time in a tournament, you don't want to be doing it by tying on some new braid, or untying braid, or getting knots out of braid. You don't want to do that. Body of water that we're in is a very typical body of water here in Florida. Again, there we go. Very typical body of water here in Florida, where it's up behind many neighborhoods, and very low pressured body of water. I don't think anybody's been back here fishing since Tecumseh walked around. Hey, thanks for joining up, everybody. Really appreciate it. Apologize, I can't really see I can see myself on there. Apologize that I can't see anything. Any questions, me a direct message or a private message. I will return that promptly. I will. So let's try that again. So we've just been so successful with these. There's another one right there. these 3.75 amber swim baits. And I don't think it really matters what type of swim bait I have on here. These fish are hungry. This is a perfect opportunity to be tossing one of my favorite lures. It's become a super favorite lure of mine. Biggest reason, it's like drinking a malt. You know, you're just sitting here and you're just kind of not doing much more than this, and really creating some tremendous bites. I'm trying to send it down there we go, that's a nice one. Grass line there. I'm just getting these long 40-yard cast out. I can just run it right along the grass line. And we're just looking for mines. We are looking for landmines is what we're doing. Water and depth charges. We're sending in the special forces combat bait here that's looking for these landmines. We are going in some deep, nasty stuff because I have the confidence of this amazing fishing rod that I built here. This is one that I built, and I also build fishing rods, so if you guys are interested, send me a private message. My fishing rods usually start around $250, but we will absolutely create one specifically for your needs and colors, power, techniques, whatever you want. Make a dedication rod for you. Those are becoming pretty popular. You can even use the ashes. There's people that have done that, put the ashes of loved ones into fishing rods. And here's a good example why you need this 1230 heavy. You're going to be doing a lot of this right here. There's not many other rods that can really do that and have a tip action like this that will do a lot of the work for you. I love the surface blow-ups on swim baits. They're just so much fun. Gentlemen, what's up? How you doing? Mo, take that canoe right into that stuff right there. Take that canoe into that stuff right there. Yeah. That's why I pulled out. That's all yours. That thing is filled. Last weekend I went in there and it was great. There were No, it's mostly just lily pads. All around that, just all through there. You can see how you got the island right there in the middle with the grass, or that right there. It was basically that's the hole, the original hole there, and it just basically has a grass like a loop around it. If that makes sense. Probably a lot easier with a, yeah, around the right-hand side there. Gonna get a big one. You can get a canoe, you can get a john boat, you can get stand-up paddle boards, you can get a lot of amazing watercraft back in here. So that's my friend Captain Mo. I guess I should kind of reclaim the fact that I'm the only one that really fishes back here. No, I do. When I say I'm the only one, I mean me and some friends that will come back here and mess around and fish. But boom, he's on a canoe with his son Evan, and getting across the lily pads is a little bit easier with a canoe. It's one of those benefits of a canoe, because the canoe is often, with the hull of the canoe is heavy enough to push the lily pads aside, and then you're not really digging down into anything, getting caught up. Because you're paddling through there and over top of them, really. But very similar to what the kayak can do, but the kayak often has like a mirage drive with it. So in this case, I would have to tie my mirage drive up. And then, push myself through with the paddles, and that's not difficult, but it can be. It can be. So we're just going to continue around this little loop here, and I'm banking, pardon the pun, that the smaller male bass are up on the banks right now, a little bit more shallow, and the females are maybe running just a little bit deeper. So we are just running this around, checking for landmines as we run through here. Not landmines, but I guess you would call them depth charges, right? Water mines. That was one of the options I had going into the Navy, was a minesman, and I said no. That doesn't sound fun at all. And for some reason I thought that aviation ordnance sounded more attractive. And it was. It gave me the opportunity to fly and do some fun things. It was great. All before I was 19 years old. We're just gonna run through here, burn this stuff up through the shallow here. And again, guys, you can see that I'm not working hard with this technique, but the key is to have that fishing rod that is going to allow you to do this. And there's so much that real estate you can cover down here in Florida with one of these. That was right up on the bank. You know, we're probably in 6 inches of water right there, working our way down through the water column. You know, and another good way to figure out where they're exactly at, you know, how far out they are. But there's no wrong or right. Honestly, bass are just absolutely everywhere here in this state. It's crazy. It is crazy where they are and where they are not, you might say. Big shout out and happy birthday to Steve Tacey. Steve Tacey of Strictly Sail and Kayak, located in Blue Ash, Ohio. They've been there since 1978. That's when Steve was like walking down a railroad track or something. He had like a stick with some, like a bag of clothes tied to his stick and maybe a shaver and a bottle of water and like $3. And he was walking down the this railroad track there, and he came into this town, Blue Ash, Ohio, and I think he had this like vision, and he just set up shop right there and started selling sailboats. You know, it's not like, you know, that part of Ohio is near big bodies of water, you know, but he started selling sailboats, sailboat accessories, and then he had some boys, you know, Tyler and Brian. And those two boys said, Dad, we need to get some other things in here, like kayaks. And so they started bringing in the kayaks, and now they are really the leading distributor, I'd say, in the Midwest when it comes to an inventory of good kayaks. And you can check them out online, strictlysailinc.com. But this is the weekend of Steve's birthday, so happy birthday, Steve, to you. Steve Tacey. Strictly Sail and Kayak, located in Blue Ash, Ohio. So we are basically just search and destroy right now. So we're just kind of going from stump to stump to lily to lily. And we are just hitting all through here. And it's just a real methodical way to fish slow. On a kayak, it's nice and quiet. You don't really have to worry about getting, you know, caught up on something. If you do, then you're on a kayak, and you can just simply go in there and put the grab on it. But this is where the big giants are. It's just got to be prepped for them. Got to be prepped. Okay, so we got to get off. Speaking of prepped, we do not want to be prepped stuck on this thing right here, wherever we are at. We are on a stump, it feels like. Sometimes you get pegged on a stump and like you can't get off of it, which is the case. So you just kind of try to muscle your way. Keep yourself on the kayak at the same time. There you go. There you go. What do you say? Let's finish on that one, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. Hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you. Morning from warm 5 degrees. Oh my gosh, in Minnesota. Holy spagmoli. Okeechobee, love it. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it, man. Um, yeah, man. Life is good, and everything was great. Tahoe got some great video for you guys, so check in. And thank you so much. Hit that subscribe and follow button. I really appreciate it. Thumbs up to everybody, and boom, be safe out there. Okay. Hope you have a great, great Merry Christmas and some great holidays throughout. Lots of love. John Graves Kayak Fishing. Over and out.